See, Trump's VP pick, JD Vance, has appeared on comedian Theo Von's hugely popular podcast, and he's got a lot of praise for this. He was labelled weird and out of touch, but he really just showed that he's a likeable guy.
A Kappa Delta selling Ozempic black market out of sight of Vineyard Vines. I'm gonna have nightmares.
They call it faux Ozempic.
But I like worry. Okay, so America has a terrible obesity problem. Okay, and I'm not a doctor. I'm not telling, if your doctor tells you to take Ozempic, follow your doctor's advice, not what you're hearing from me on a podcast.
Thick, I don't mind it a little. Wow.
I'm not a big raisin guy.
Yeah.
Do you like raisins?
Because I like grapes that have been through something. It's just who I am, But, so yeah, I guess I do like it,
But the podcast wasn't all lighthearted. They also discussed some serious issues, including discussing JD Vance's mum's addiction problems.
Your mom struggled with alcoholism, right?
Mostly non-alcohol drugs. I never saw her, drink that much. Pills, steroids. When mom was in the worst of it, yeah, there was some danger there, but it wasn't nearly as deadly as the stuff that's out there today.
Oh, yeah.
The poison that we've got in the streets now is so dangerous.
But it's also sad that somebody, you can't even do cocaine in this country anymore, And that seems like a crazy thing to say. And don't say that. Don't say that. But I said it more.
I'm going to steal that line.
The 2-hour chat was hugely entertaining, insightful. What did you think of it, Kinsey?
I mean, to me, JD Vance is whatever the opposite of weird is. I think weird is tampons in boys' bathrooms. I think weird is lying about your history in the military. But JD's story, especially about his mother, a lot of Americans unfortunately, are going to listen to that story and be able to relate to it. And his story ultimately is a great story, because look at the man he's become today. I think out of all four of them, JD Vance is the most normal. And I thought that he came off as a very likable individual in that interview. And I cannot wait to see him on Joe Rogan.
Well, he's also got just such a beautiful family. His wife is so accomplished. They have beautiful children. And I heard described when he was picked that he's one of the few politicians who has a genuinely happy marriage and likes his wife, which is not nice to hear. Now, let's talk about Eric Trump's comments about Prince Harry. He says even though his father thinks Prince Harry betrayed the royals and possibly lied on his US visa application, that regardless of that, Harry doesn't need to worry about being deported if Donald Trump becomes the 47th president. Eric Trump essentially said that Harry won't be deported because, well, Harry and Meghan are non-entities and nobody in America really cares about them.
I mean, what a great answer. It amazes me that a year ago, you and I were having debates about whether or not Meghan Markle was going to run for office. And today we're trying to decide when she might sell her first jar of jam or appear on a Suits Rewatch podcast. I just can't comprehend this. I think we've given Harry and Meghan way too much credit. So for Eric Trump to say, actually, they're totally irrelevant and we're not worried about that, I can't say that I've ever agreed with Eric Trump more.
Now, comedian Jimmy Kimmel's attempt to convince Republicans to turn against Trump, he did a 19-minute anti-Trump tirade. Well, some people are saying this has backfired with viewers of his late-night comedy show on ABC US. Let's have a look at some of the responses. One said, I was on the fence, but since Hollywood elites like Jimmy Kimmel are supporting Harris, I'll cast a vote for Trump. Another one said, Kimmel fell off and has gone woke. Another person posted, remember when Johnny Carson and Jay Leno were hosts and it was all about class and entertainment? Jimmy is a clown. And all this MF does is every flipping night rip off on Trump. Do you have any other material? Yikes, switch channels. And these late night TV shows, Kinsey, used to be funny. Now they've become so lame, so political. The audience is diminishing. They're watching YouTube or Gutfeld on Fox News.
And do you remember how hateful people were when Jimmy Fallon had the audacity to have Trump on his show. I mean, you're allowed to lean one side, but certainly not the other. I recently saw a poll that said 60% of people do not want celebrity endorsements, and 24% of those people said that they are more likely to vote for the other person if they see a celebrity endorsement. So I do think that celebrities need to be more conscious of those, those statistics.
Well, yes, I think that a lot of times they're doing the Democrats more harm than good. Now, let's talk about Arnold Schwarzenegger, a celebrity who was also a politician. Not surprisingly, he's endorsing Kamala Harris. He's a Californian after all. He posted on Elon Musk's X that a Trump presidency would be 4 more years of BS with no results that makes us angrier and angrier, more divided and more hateful. Didn't we just have 4 years of that right now, Kinsey? Does he think Donald Trump's president right now?
Well, Donald Trump didn't just call half the country trash. That was the senile old man that bit a baby in a chicken costume tonight. But what I will say about Schwarzenegger, who actually was a Republican governor of the state of California, so I think that's why they're like, oh, he's voting Democrat. I really appreciate him taking a break from banging his maid and impregnating her to give us a piece of it, a piece of information that nobody asked for. And maybe him and Doug, who also impregnated the help, can swap some stories, maybe some temp agency contacts. I think it's great. I think he's found his new tribe.
You know what? I never thought I'd hear this said about the US president. Bit a baby in a chicken costume tonight. But that's precisely what happened. This is the world we are living in. Kinsey Schofield, maybe this time next week it will be very different. Thank you for your time this evening.